Hey, thank you for checking out the Solar Power Character Kit. In a quick summary, this purchase includes 8 custom assets, 52 custom character poses with those assets, and 2 loop animations. Let me show you. These are the 8 custom assets. We have a ladder, we have a solar panel, we have a solar panel on a leg, we have a wire that's also rigged. We have the character that's rigged as well. I'll get into that in the later the video. Check out the description. We also have a ladder. We have a solar panel on rails. And then we have a house. These are some of the awesome cool poses that are included. As you can see, there's 52 poses, so you have plenty of content. This is the loop animation that's included. The character is just climbing up the stairs. So that's pretty awesome. This is the second animation loop where the character simply waves. So that's pretty awesome. And the renders are quick. For 15 seconds on my 960 on a laptop. So the scene is very optimized. Thanks for staying tuned on the quick summary. If you want to learn more about this kit, check out the timestamps or just keep watching to see what's included in more detail and how you can do some of the cool stuff like creating your own custom poses and saving them, and how you do even export the renders and stuff like that. So just stay tuned or just check out the timestamps to learn more. This is the part of the Blender version. We made this character using Blender 3.0, so this is the newest cycles, everything's the newest, everything is really awesome. If you don't know where to get Blender, simply go under blender.org, go under downloads, and just simply download and install the latest Blender. We recommend using Blender 3.0 and up, so in this case 3.01. If you're watching this in the future and you say you have 3.1 or 3.2, it should still work, so everything's great. Just open up the file. This is the checking out the rig part of the video. The first thing we do before we do anything, please go on the top right and make sure you enable simplify, because if we do not, I'm going to quickly show you, it's going to be very laggy. Pressing G and trying to move, and as you can see, it's pretty laggy. If that happens to you, just make sure you go to the top right and enable simplify, and you can see now it's very smooth. Okay, let us check out the rig in more detail. To enable more rig layers, just press N and enable disable rig layers as usual. Okay, now we can you can see the rig itself is really awesome. Does not lag. You can make a lot of stuff with this. It's made for animations and posing, so you can do pretty much anything you want. Even the mouth is awesome. You can control the cheeks. Everything is great. Move the head. Move the head. So that's awesome as well. Moving the shoulders, checking out the rig. You can see it's pretty awesome. Let's pick up the leg. So yeah, that's awesome. Now you're at the changing poses part of the video. This is a quite important part because it might seem very easy to change poses, but there are a few errors that can come up, so pay attention. If some of these happen to you, you will know how to solve them. So to change the pose, simply select the rig and click the third button. So this one with the, I don't know what that is, but it just says apply pose. And then you click on your left click and you can simply switch through the poses. Works great, very awesome, and all is great. But if for some reason when you click it doesn't change the pose, you have to make sure, one, that you have the rig selected, so that sometimes causes an issue. Or, for example, let's say we select the hand in the pose mode, and then we go out of, or and then we, while in pose mode, we click on, let's say, this pose. You can see only the hand changes because we're only changing the pose for that hand. To make sure that does not happen, right click on nothing. So I'm pressing G. Let's say I'm selected the hand and I press G, I can move it. So if I click on nothing and I press G, I cannot longer move the hand. So that means it's deselected. And now if we try to change a pose, it's gonna work. So make sure just to have none of the rig layers selected to change a pose. Or best case, just go in object mode and have nothing selected in pose mode and just go in the object mode, and then you should be able to change poses with no issue. Now we're at the exporting render part of the video. Please do try to make sure you follow again, because there are some small things that can happen. Just play along and watch. So first, make sure you have simplify disabled. So if it's ticked in, it's enabled. You can see it looks all weird. Just make sure you can see, for example, the hat is all sharp. Just make sure you have it disabled and it's gonna be smooth and everything is great. So make sure you have that. And if you're rendering one of these poses, make sure you have the correct light setup enabled. So in case of this, I have the light set of 1 till 43. Yeah, just make sure you have the light setup for that pose. So if you have if you have pose starting from 44, just make sure you have that light setup enabled and then disable the other light setup. Um, and yeah, to render, simply go under top left corner, click on render image, and in my case on my laptop it takes around 14 seconds to render. We're using the Cycles render engine, and yeah, it was 14 seconds 27, so that's great. Simply then click on image, save as, and then you can save the image wherever you want. So in this case I'll name it one.png, and you have the image saved. Great. Now you're at the create custom pose part of the video. So the first thing as usual, make sure you enable simplify so it does not lag, and select the rig, and let's go to the default pose with no props. Oh, that's with props. Let's go with no props because I don't want props. Okay, we have our rig. Let's say we want to create our custom pose where the character is waving. I'm pressing G, rotating, rotating this as well. And to be honest, this looks good to me. To disable the rig layer being visible, just click on this. I think the mouth is a bit too open. Let's try to close it a bit. This looks pretty good to me, to be honest. Let's rotate this a bit. If you want more layers, just enable all these properties. Let's check this out. I think this looks pretty cool. I like it. Well, the hand here looks weird, but for the sake of the tutorial, I'm just gonna keep it as is. This is your little custom pose. Great. Now we're at the saving custom pose part of the video. This again is an important part, so pay attention because you can lose your pose if you mess up, so pay attention. So yeah, you have your custom pose, everything is great. To save it, first make sure you have nothing selected. You can see here if I'm pressing G and trying to move my mouse, nothing moves. But for example, if I select the square and I press G and I move, that means the square is selected. So press on nothing and really make sure nothing is moving and nothing is selected. And now simply press on the plus, click on add new, and scroll down. You should see your pose. It just says pose. I'm going to rename it to 53 standing wave. Make sure you name them correctly. And shablam, you have your custom pose. To make sure it's working correctly, do the following. For example, make sure nothing's selected, go to this pose, everything's great. And now we go back to the custom pose, standing wave, and shablam, it's working. So you just created your own custom pose and you can do anything else you want. So that's really great. Yeah, thank you for watching this tutorial slash introduction. If you enjoyed what you saw, make sure you leave a like. And of course, if you do like the product, check out the links in the description to make the purchase. And yeah, bye.